Hey there, welcome to Ben's Boats. My name is Ben. Today, we're working on this older DONZI here, and we're doing a transom. That's right, just as crazy as it sounds, we're doing it again. If you don't know what I mean by that, go and watch this video here. It's all about a transom, motor mount, stringers, everything on an older Cobalt. This one's a little bit different. I'll show you what I mean. This is a mid to 8 ladies DONZI. I'm not entirely sure what model or even what year because there's no serial number on it. The fellow who owns this boat doesn't really know either. That's fine by me. Let's get this sucker uncovered and take a look at it. Alright, well this isn't the original paint scheme to this boat. It was painted sometime in its history. I mean, you can tell some of this isn't even original. The interior's all been redone. It's had needs a steering cable, really. But what we're really doing here today is in this engine hatch. And before I do any work, I gotta get a light fixed up because that ballast went out right there and I don't have another one. So before I go any further, I'm rigging up some kind of light back there so I can see what I'm doing and you can see better. Well, I'm not proud of it, but a light's a light, and at least we can see a little bit better. Let's check this thing out. Once again, we're working with a DONZI here. I will show you. There is no serial number. Regardless of how much I've searched, I can't seem to find one back here. We got these nice Salisbury steaks on here, so that's neat. Outdrive is off. It's sort of chilling right here. There's no engine in this boat right now. That's currently in my garage on the other side of that wall. But you can see there's a bunch of history with this boat. I mean, this hatch has been on and off. There's been stuff here, stuff there, stuff everywhere, really. But where we're going to be is down inside this engine hatch. I mean, really, though, check this thing out. This is a cool little boat. I know it's not a Sweet 16. Those came without a windshield. This one has this reproduction polycarbonate here, which actually looks really good. The fuel tank's way up here on the bow, but, I mean, get a load of this thing. It's really a sharp-looking boat. I can see why I want to save it. I mean, this is a good-looking boat. It's an old boat, and quite frankly, I think it's really cool. All right, that's enough blabbing. Let's get this thing opened up. If it can hold a cover, it can hold an engine hatch, right? Maybe? Sure, that'll work. It makes it fun when you're 6'2". So we're down in here. You can see there's this little bit of flex. Well, a lot bit of flex, actually. Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can, but if you can see that fiberglass moving there. It's yeah, this transom shot out, so what we're gonna do is remove this transom assembly, get everything off of it, take everything off, strip it down to bare fiberglass on the outside, and basically rebuild it from there. If that sounds like a lot of work, yeah, well, you'd be right, because it is. But that's why I'm here. Nothing left to it but to do it. Let's get this engine hatch out of my way, transom assembly off. Pry bar action, maybe? Or is that just gonna break through the transom itself? Oh boy. Alright, that's that right there is why we're here. Can't even get this transom assembly off yet. Yep, it's barely moving now. This thing was stuck on there good. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna get this thing off either. There it goes. There it is. Woo! Got it. I think. That felt good at least. Yep. There it is. Oh boy. That looks rough. Inner transom assembly. Let's try to get this thing out the way. You are in the way right now. Well, you're not, but my camera is. Sorry for the bad angles. It's a weird place to work, so if you see a little more than you should, I apologize in advance. Oh yeah. Nice. All right, that's out of the way. Now, we gotta get the other half out the boat that way. Holy crap. You know, violence isn't always the solution, but in this instance, we're gonna start with it. Nothing, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so it's been a day. I'm out here again working on this thing. I have already gotten these bolts slash anodes out from down here, the bottom fasteners on the transom assembly, and these have seen better days. I mean, look at the corrosion on that. That's really, really bad, long story short. So, I can't get this thing to come out with just a beating on it from a hammer on the inside, so I am doing the unthinkable and prying on the transom. Before you put any hate in the comment section, just get it out right now. Don't even leave a comment. You know I'm doing it wrong, and I know I'm doing it wrong, but I gotta get this stupid thing off, and it doesn't want to come off. So I'm gonna show it some muscle. Well, whatever muscle I've got. Let's give it a shot. What's the worst that's gonna happen, right? I don't know if you can tell, but it's wiggling a little. I've got this real skinny chisel going up inside it, and I'm making a little bit of progress, but the top is still stuck real good, and I really don't want to chisel down from the top, but if I have to, I have to. Really don't want to pry on this transom. This is a disaster waiting to happen. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'll check back with you in a bit. Almost there. Yep. Might be it. Yep, I think we got it. Oh yeah, she's free. Come on. Oh, I got it. Or maybe it got me. I'm thinking the latter. Whew, was not ready for that. Yikes. Yuck. This is a mess. This is why we're here. Rotted out transom. Well, now the fun can begin. Well, now with the transom assembly out of the way, let's get a better look at what we got working here. This is not great, all things considered, but you know, it is still somewhat structural. You can hear it's really hollow, and if you go to dig, like up in here, you can, yep, there it is, just sort of falling apart, chipping away. The inside is the worst, actually. You can see, oh yeah, oh boy, yep, a lot of delamination happening. So let's move back to the inside and start stripping things off like this and this tow bar up here and all sorts of other miscellaneous stuff. So let's jump on it. Whoop. Ooh, they had baffles in there at one point. Not anymore, but one point. Oh, that one was through bolted. What the heck? There's three. Through bolt. Yep. How to get these things off? There she goes. Alrighty. Come on now. Come on. Okay, so it's been a day or two since I had the camera on, but I've done some work in here. Let me show you what I got. The inside of this boat is all clean. All the accessories are off the transom. I got this here, that there, stuff everywhere. If you look at the back here, I've got pretty much everything ready to go. Got the exhausts both out, the transom all stripped down. We are ready to start cutting fiberglass right here. Now to do that, I'm going to set the depth of my circular saw just so it barely grazes the fiberglass on the outside of the boat. So I'm going to cut from the inside to the outside, hopefully cutting just the wood out of the way. Once that's all out, it's going to take a lot more work of grinding, prep, sanding, and other abrasive uses to get this thing cleaned up and ready to receive new wood. I'm getting ahead of myself here. That's way down the road. Let's get to cutting. There's a lot more to this thing than I originally anticipated. Tonight, I'm running an angle grinder to get some of the rough edges down, try to get this thing a little bit smoother before I can even start templating some wood. No, I'm not going swimming. This is to create a full seal around my eyes and not fog. Hopefully, not fog. Let's get to it. So I have been working on this thing, and it's looking pretty good. Got my little sander over there, been doing some palm sanding on the transom, and everything is currently sanded down to fiberglass where it needs to be. There's just a little bit of wood staining on the glass still there. It's like the paper thin. We're not gonna worry about that. So we are ready to start cutting some wood and putting it on the transom. So let's get after it. Gonna go ahead and cut the chamfers into the side of this now too, because we gotta bevel this so it lays out nice and flat when we put glass on top of it. All right, let's see how this fits. I'm back out here working on this transom again. Let me show you where we're at. If you look at it, it is all, well, it's not all done by any stretch of the imagination. Oof. There's a piece of wood in here. It's not firmly mounted yet. I still have to get some fiberglass cut, laid in, and back together. See, not in at all. But that is the goal for today. We're going to get this piece of wood, the first piece of wood, in, secured to the transom. Got my matting out here, so we're going to be cutting it and whatnot. And then we're going to go into the boat with some resin, make a sandwich, and go. Fiberglass sandwich. That doesn't sound very tasty, but it's good for boats. It's the next night. I'm out here working on this DONZI again. Dome on my eyebrow. I just got stung by a wasp, so that's cool. This epoxy has had a whole day to set. I laid this down last night. It looks like it's set up pretty good. No more fluid back here. Nice and hard, nice and good to go. So let's get these. We're gonna get the blocks off the back and start sanding down and prep for the other piece. Just pulled the tape. Oh, there it went. So the battle I'm fighting is I put up a piece of tape down here and that created this dam of epoxy. So it all kind of ran down this way when it was curing and then cured down here, which isn't a huge deal, but I have to get it off of down here because the transom assembly holds tight to this back end here. And if this is in the way, it's never gonna seal. So I gotta get this out of the way. Let's try chisel, shall we? Well, that's sounding a lot better. Oh wow, that popped right out. This cleaned up all real nice back here. I got this runaway, I got all this crap out of here, all out of here. There too, there. Okay, it all looks good. Inside looks about the same. I'm gonna go ahead and get a piece of wood cut for the second layer and get going. In case you're wondering, this is where I've been doing all the work to cut on this transom piece. You can see everything out here. Big mess, but such is boat building. We're on to the second layer tonight. Piece of wood number 2 is all sitting pretty right over there. I'm about to cut some fiberglass and stick it to the existing wood that I've already put in. From there, we're gonna let it cure up and go. It's nothing more than cutting and grinding and measuring and more cutting and yabba dabba doo. So let's stick this thing. Well, more fiberglass, different bucket, same day. It's different bucket, different day. You know what I'm trying to say. Let's pick some glass. So I've got to wet out 30 by 30 area of fiberglass twice. 2 layers thick. I do not know how much resin that needs. I'm gonna go with a lot. So let's get a lot. Okay, there's less knee in this shot than the previous one. All right, we're gonna slap this transom up with a whole bunch of this sticky stuff and then stick some stuff to the sticky stuff and see if it sticks.
Bunch of fiberglass in your shirt.
I'm going to.
Don't get that in our laundry.
It dries. It's a big piece of glass. Good enough for government work. I'm trying to get this stuff on really, really fast because the longer it stays in this bucket, the shorter time you have to work. You want to roll, Sam? I didn't.
Mess it up.
Huh?
You're gonna mess it up.
You won't mess it up. It's pretty easy. Well, I mean, I don't know about easy, but Mom watches these videos, so hi, Mom. I'm just gonna roll and get it, pretty close to wet it out. All right, one piece of wood going in. Oh yeah. I do believe it's time for some clamping action. Okay, sure. And now we let it cure. Oh, that's stuck. Very, very stuck. Oh, easy enough. All right, so as you can tell, all the wood is in on the transom. Both pieces are in, laid up. This thing sounds solid as can be. even better than the stringers that were in here. So this looks really good, sounds really good. We're going to make it even better by putting more glass over this whole entire area tonight. So a couple more layers of glass in this thing, then I think we're going to be done with fiberglass for at least a little while. Once the glass is back here, we're going to cut the transom hole, then we're going to paint everything with some nice bilge coats. From there, it's straight on to rigging. Let's knock it out. Before we lay any glass, it's time for some prep work. Yeah, I know it's goofy. I need better full seal goggles, so don't make fun of me. You're all dusty too, my goodness. Sand it down, looks good. Let's clean this thing off. Let's cut and lay some fiberglass. It is time for, hopefully, our final layup on this thing. Got my resin mixed up here. Let's roll. Trying not to be wasteful this time around because I am not going to say I'm running low on resin, but definitely don't have as much as I'd want going into a layup like this. Now, it should be okay. I don't expect there to be an issue. I think I got enough, but definitely not going to over wet this like I have other layers in the past. I'm going to overlap these just a little in the middle so that I get a little extra strength, just like that. Good deal. Piece number 3, rolling in. Just like that. Check it out. Okay, it is time to cut the hole in the back of this boat. Now, usually that's a bad thing, but in this instance, it's good. I gotta cut a hole in the back of this boat about the size of a bowling pin. That's exactly why it's called that in technical terms. This hole back here is currently occupied with all this fiberglass and wood that I laid up. And it has to accommodate the pass-through of all this and some of that. And the outdrive woogly thing. Gotta get this hole cut out, clearanced, and sent in the back of the boat. Once again, I've rigged up my vacuum tube on a jigsaw so that I have dust removal here. I wish I had better lighting back here, but that's what we got to deal with. So we're gonna poke some holes first. Here, 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 and probably up here in the corners. And we're gonna cut it in. Let's do it. I might be able to make those turns. Let's do it regardless. It's time to do some cutting. There it is. All right, let's see what we got. So I've made a little progress since last time. This hole is cut. I've got some sealant on the inside. I have the reliefs drilled on the top there, as you can see. So I got both those reliefs in for the steering arm in, sealed up. We are pretty much good to go. There's a couple pilot holes drilled there and there on the transom just because I was checking the thickness. We look good to drill 1, 2, 3, 4 holes in this thing tonight and see where we stand. It really pains me drilling all the way through all this hard work, but you got to do it to mount the transom assembly. Let's get it done. Now, it's pretty important that these are drilled pretty much straight through this transom, because if I get them a little bit wonky, then we're not going to be able to get that transom assembly on very easy. So, with that being said, here's 1 and 2. I guess I might as well drill these 2 while I'm at it. Nothing left to it, but well, give it a shot. So why don't we? Last one. All right, let's put this transom assembly through. Now, this is nothing but a test fit today, so let's see how this goes. Why are these things so freaking heavy? Well, I started. That's a plus. That's about it, I guess. Need to remove a little more material. Okay, take 2. Let's see what kind of trouble I can get into now. Oh, there we go. It's a little better. I need to move you. Take 3. That's a little better. Yeah, there we go. All right. Just needed a little more material removal, if you know what I mean. I gotta chalk the boat. It's trying to roll away on me. After a little bit of swearing and a lot of pushing, it's on. These bungees are still holding up the trim rams. I'm not too worried about that. Kind of in the way here, but that's okay. I am going to take this off, do a little more work. Gotta cut these, gotta refine the inside face of the transom, and paint it. Then we're gonna freshly install this and get this thing put back together. So, see you guys in a bit. So I've done a little bit of prep work and we're ready to cut these exhaust holes in the back. Now I've got a 4-inch hole saw here and I'll go ahead and send it through. This is about a 4 1/4 hole, so it's gonna take a little bit of cleanup to make it fit just right. So I'm gonna bias this towards the bottom, I think, and then we can hit it with some sandpaper later on to get it all the way. So let's give it a shot, shall we? Whew. This is going to be interesting. Interesting indeed. Well, I had to finish up from the inside, but we're there. We're through. You can see all the nice transom layers here. It's going to take a little bit of sanding to bring together, but here's the layup. It's pretty thick. Looks pretty good. I've been working on this thing today, making some serious progress. Let me show you what I got. The transom is here. It's all back put together. We have both the holes drilled. They're all cut in. I've got them taped off. The inside is masked off and taped too. I'm gonna go ahead and start painting everything. I got some blue bilge paint, not blue. That's blue. What I've got isn't. Gray bilge paint's gonna be going in here, everywhere that's masked. Obviously, I'm not gonna go forward of that line or outboard of those 2 lines there. It just doesn't need it. So anyway, we're gonna get this all covered up with bilge paint and let her set. So if you've been watching for a while, you know I've done this before. I did it on that yellow Cobalt where I completely rebuilt the transom, motor mount, stringers, all of it, all at once, converted it from OMC 800 to Volvo Pinto while I was at it. Check it out if you haven't already. Anyway, I used the same bilge paint then as I'm using now. It's this Interlux bilge coat. These guys make some pretty good stuff. They do really good job with product, and I really am happy with it so far. This is the gray this time around. Last time was white. So we're gonna give this stuff another shot. I was really happy with its performance last time, and hopefully it performs the same now. I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't, but anywho. So I have already cleaned the bilge, sanded everything down, acetoned it real nice. So we are pretty much ready to go with this paint here. So what my plan is roll on the big areas and then brush on the small areas. This stuff has really good self-leveling properties, and usually it's pretty cool. So let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, it's good looking. Let's get some gloves on and give her a stir. Cool. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way, so let's hold there. We're going to start with the transom wall back there and make our way down and forward, I guess. So here we go. There it is, all painted. Everywhere's got bilge paint on it that needs it. Nowhere has bilge paint that doesn't, so we are looking pretty good. This has to cure for a little while, and I'll come back and do a second coat, but for now, we're pretty much there as far as hard work goes. Next step is rigging this thing. Alright, so this might be a little unorthodox, but this is the way this boat was put together, judging by all the sealant on the transom currently. So I have a new seal right here that goes all the way around, new from Mercury. I added a bead of silicone sealant all the way around the inside too, just for another layer of protection, just to be sure. You can kind of see a little bit of that left over here. There's some right there. There's a little bit of white residue here and there. That's from sealant when this thing was first put together back in the 80s, so perfectly fine to put it on here, and that's what I've done. So let's go ahead and get it on the back of the boat. One transom assembly, the heavy part. Moment of truth. It is. Yep, alright. That slid in pretty easy. But that is just half the fun. Now, we get to pull it tight from the inside. See what kind of trouble we can get into now. First order of business is routing all these lines through the inner transom assembly. So, take a crack at that, I suppose. Now, I left the steering cable connected for a reason. Thinking it would make this easier. Thinking it may, by a very slim margin. Okay, and onto the bolts we go. If it would cooperate. There it is. Alright. Not bad. We're close. Now I'm just going to start by lightly pulling in top two fasteners just to kind of get it sort of sealed a little. Alright, and with that, I rest my case. Whew. Okay. Alright, well, it's been a day or two since that last clip, and I've done a little bit more work on this thing. Let me show you what we got. Both the through-hole exhausts are on. Our transom's fully in. This looks good here. I got the garboard way down there installed. Everything on the inside is also pretty much there. So I got all our lines, our hoses, our wiring, everything is in place, ready to go. Today is engine placement day. So what I'm not going to do is record that section of it. I'm actually going to finish this off here. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick around if you'd like to see content like this. Subscribe, like, and catch you guys on the next one. I'm sure there's going to be an update or two on this in the future. Just stay tuned and see you around.